Hey everyone, this is another 2021 Summer LEGO Ninjago set. It's the Water Dragon. With this set, in addition to the dragon, you get a great selection of minifigures, one more of these small subs that can be used with the Hydro Bounty, and an altar for the Wave Amulet. I'm going to show you the smaller details of the dragon first before demonstrating the articulation of the whole thing. The head is printed. This is a dark azure part, but there's also a sticker on top with the dark blue part there. There's a little bit of actual building that goes on here. You know, it's not all just specialized parts, although these are some nice looking swirls of water, and we'll see more of those in the set. You get two segments of neck there. There's a little bit of a chest plate. The wings are made, well, you can see a little bit of stickering back behind here, which isn't the most necessary thing. The wings are made of cloth, thank goodness. So this is all pre-printed and fairly heavy stuff. So it has a nice droop or a nice draping to it, nice draping effect. It just adds, I think, to the feel, makes it a little bit more believable, and it's just generally nicer than the vinyl parts that they use. This is very, very thin in the midsection, like you would expect a sea serpent to be. This is an underwater focused animal, maybe a little bit like an Asian style dragon in that sense, although this does kind of have wings, although they're used as fins here. And then there's a long tail. This has some repeated parts, some unique parts, and it just slowly gets a bit smaller. You get a ton of those flipper pieces in the medium azure, and then it ends right here with more of these very nice light blue water swirl pieces that can be angled around a little bit in and out. And let's go ahead and look at the articulation. My favorite part is the tail, because it can move in basically an organic way without much doing, you know? It just does that naturally. It feels very, very smooth and elegant. There's no action feature attached to that or anything, and it's always good when they set these up in this way. I don't know, it's just really good. You also have a little bit of articulation right here at their rear hips to go side to side, which is also free. The main action feature of this, though, is built right into the center of the body with some simple Technic building. You can actually push on this section right here, which is a Technic lift arm, and it causes the wings to flap a little bit, or the fins to flap a little bit. It's not a great mechanism, though. It's definitely disappointing. I was hoping to see something nice with some nice flow, you know, where the fronts come up and then the middle and then the rear, and it kind of chases itself and gives you that nice look like it's actually swimming forward, but that doesn't happen. It's kind of like butterfly wings, but they don't even flap that much. The undersides of these are also not printed, which is normal. Nothing special or unexpected there, but I really wish that there was something better for that flapping motion. It's a big disappointment to me personally. This forward section of neck is not able to turn side to side, but it is able to rotate here, and then you can see right here you get well, I guess not the forward section, the rearmost section, honestly, of the neck. But then you get the ball joint here, which has plenty of range of motion, although that ball joint is very exposed. It doesn't bother me personally. And then the head also has another ball joint to give you some finer motion and ability to make some adjustments. The jaw is able to give you an underbite or a slight overbite like that, and it's also able to open up quite a bit. There's no additional detail inside of the jaw, but that's a pretty good look there. And then with the legs, all of them have ball joints for the ankles, like so, and individual toes. The claws can be moved, so this can be moved around, but then you have these ratcheted joints that can go forward and back, and can also splay in and out. It's not the most useful movement there, in and out, but it does allow you to get down a little bit lower to make more of just a wider looking stance, and then you use the ball joints at the ankles to try to even that out and still give you a nice stable base. At the rear, it's basically the same thing. You just go forward and back, and then in and out. You just have less length on this segment here, the upper leg segment, so it's not able to do quite as much for you. And then I've got some building on the outside of there. Whoops, accidentally knocked that off. That is something to watch out for, because these are just clipped onto a bar, but not a big deal. And then each of these legs also has a little fin on it that you can move around. Overall, swishability is very good, because with this small section of waist in the body there, even smaller hands can grab right around here, and it gives you easy access to the action feature, such as it is. And then, yeah, you know, the tail just kind of does its thing naturally behind there, and that works out pretty well. Zane's small sub follows the exact same build as all the others in this line. They just change out these small gold pieces at the front to make slight differences, and of course the colors are different, and you get one sticker on either side. These small fins can be folded up to put this into the Hydro Bounty if you have the Hydro Bounty, and then this spins up. It's a Ninjago spinner top, or crown piece, just in a single color, and to get inside you just open this up and a single figure can lean way back, and that's that. And then the little shrine or altar to the wave amulet is nice. It captures the colors, it captures the shapes of the season, of the builds of the season very well without taking up too many pieces, and it has a good level of detail. That amulet itself has the beautiful iridescent appearance, or opalescent as they sometimes call it, which is somewhat bichromatic, depending upon what angle you look at it. There, you can see a little bit of the shine, so that's pretty nice. Unless light shines straight through it, and then you don't see that at all. It just looks a little bit yellowish, which is awkward, but yeah, most of the time it's pretty good, and there's not a whole lot of play value here. It's just a nice little thing to add to the scene. This is the first and only official NRG version of Nya, and it is glorious. It is absolutely fantastic. I like the use of the translight blue against the dark blue in this lower piece here that's been used in at least one other color before, but the figure itself looks really good, but then she has all the water that's coming off attached with the sand blue pieces there, which is, probably the best choice of the available colors presently. To just provide a little bit of transition. And my favorite thing about this figure, I will show it to you up closer outside of the lower wave part and everything. It's just a regular figure, but my favorite part is that headgear piece, which has dual molding with the dark blue and then translight blue, once again with the iridescent or opalescent finish, that's baked right into the material. And that's just a really special piece that is designed to be unique to this version of Nya in particular. With some stuff removed up close, you can see the details better, and her face looks arguably too much like Pixel. Just my personal opinion. You do get a transparent arm, only one of them. The hand on that side is light aqua. The head is as well, and there's a better look at that hair piece, which is, again, really, really nice. Good printing for the torso as well, and pretty good printing going through the hip and down into legs. Too bad we don't get any printing around the side of the legs to go with that. With the hair removed, there's just a little bit more detail to see on the face, which is really good. You got some metallic printing of course, as well, and there's no alternate face. The other normal figures are Scuba Zane and a couple of Mare guards. Zane has the scuba gear because he wants to in universe, and because it makes him look like the rest of the team in real life, but they do explain it in the show if you have any issues with the fact that a robot has scuba gear on. And all of these have good prints, and I really like the choice of colors to go with the recolored heads for those Mare guards. They look sharp, they look clean, the gold accents are great. All this is good stuff. And there's a better look at the details for Zane, for his prints, front and rear. And then one additional thing, I'll just put this back on. He's the one character of all the ninja in this series that lets you really see the goggles clearly, because they're dual molded onto the helmet or the headgear piece. And because it's transparent, it just doesn't show up well on the other colors that are options here or in this series. Zane does also get a pair of die fins or flippers in black, and then each of the Mare guards gets their own pair in teal. The one remaining figure here is Prince Kalmar, and this is not a special version of him or an exclusive version, but it's still really, really good with good prints on the head, on the torso, on the leg kind of lower piece, yes, and the dual molding once again is good, even around the side and the back. They did a better job than they needed to with more detail around the back, and I very much appreciate that. There's also very good printing around the back of the torso, which does not get, by default, held up or hidden away by additional armor pieces or anything. So this is well presented, well produced. These are the leftover pieces, nothing too special this time around, and this is what the spent sticker sheet looks like. And again, I think most of the stickers that are applied to the dragon can be left off if you don't like stickers at all. They really don't add that much. The color scheme with just the plastic pieces is strong by itself. This is priced at $70 US, which I feel is reasonable for the amount of stuff. The dragon itself is 24 inches or 61 centimeters long, which surprised me because, well, I kind of got two surprises when it comes to the size of things here, because this is a pretty big box, but it's fairly thin. But it gave the suggestion to me that this was going to be a nice sizable dragon. Then I opened up the box and I spilled the parts bags onto my building table, and I was like, that's it? Really? It felt like a very, very small total mass, total volume of parts, a small number of bags, and each bag had very few pieces compared to what I'm used to. It was like the lowest part count per bag, or the lowest volume of plastic per bag that I think I've seen in Lego sets in a long time. A total anomaly in that sense. But then as I built the thing up, I was like, okay, this is actually growing and growing and growing, and then it ended up being very respectable in size. And the build of the dragon is good. I love the color scheme. The color scheme is very consistent. You don't see any colors that you don't want to see sticking through from, internal builds, internal sub-constructions. There's like just a tiny bit of red that I see in one little spot there, but overall, it's very presentable. Probably that is my least favorite thing in the whole set, just that action feature. Fortunately, very few pieces were used to pull that off, so it's not really a waste. It's just something that I wish was better. The figure selection here is really good. You're probably never going to get an NRG Nya again after this season. Certainly not something that good, that special. So if you're looking for that, this is a nice opportunity here to just generally get good stuff all the way across the board. The side builds are useful as well. This does not use up too many pieces, but it's very useful as a vehicle to get any ninja around that you want. The bad guy figures are good. I'm glad that we got two, not just one of the basic. Can you call them foot soldiers? Fin soldiers. There we go. I'll go with fin soldiers for just your basic cannon fodder underwater. And even this, as the random side structure build, is good. Again, doesn't use up too many pieces, but looks very nice and properly displays one of the MacGuffins of the season. The collectible item there. So overall, I'm very satisfied with this. And yeah, there were just a few little details I think could have been better. Thank you for watching. I hope that I showed you everything that you wanted to see here to help you to come to your own conclusion. I will keep doing more reviews on this channel and talk to you again soon.